Hey guys, fluxJeLLy here, bringing you guys another Starcraft 2 commentary. This is going to be a ZVZ between myself, fluxJeLLy, the green Zerg spawning at the bottom here on Shattered Temple, against Walking Death, the red Zerg spawning here at the left side. Before we get into the game, I do actually have to apologize. I've been a little bit busy recently with school and whatnot, so I haven't really had much time to do any commentaries. So I've been pretty inactive for the past week or so. But things are back to normal now, so I should be, bringing you guys a replay pretty much every day. Things calmed down a lot, so I got a lot more time. So yeah, I should be bringing a lot more replays here recently, which is going to be good. I look forward to it. I've been able to play very much, and not really much time to cast. So school is important, but I've pretty much weathered that storm for now. So I got a lot more time on my hands. So yeah, so this is going to be a ZVZ at Shadow Temple. With these close air spawns, you're usually going to see 15 hatches go down, just because you're going to have the Overlord in the base anyway. So most of the time a Zerg will just say, oh well, he can see me anyway, so I'll just 15 hatch, and then he'll do the same. Not many people open Speedling because, a Speedling opening is generally weaker than a 15 hatch, even if you do know, if you know what's going on. So, yeah, usually it's going to end up being 15 hatches, so should have a pretty good macro game on our hands here. Shadow Temple not bad for macro games. You can expand away from your opponent pretty much the entire game. You just bust down these rocks, and you get this third. You can grab this fourth or even the gold right here. The gold is a little bit risky, but it's not that hard to defend because, your natural's right here, so it is pretty close to defend. So, yeah, we are going to have a pretty long macro game, I would say, just because. But actually, Walking Death is doing exactly what I said most people don't do, opening Speedling, even though I do see them. So, yeah, you do see I put down my 15 hatch here because there's not really much to be afraid of if they open Speedling. Their speed's going to be a little bit faster than yours, but they shouldn't be able to outflood you with Lings. You just have to watch for Banelings. Something I like you to do is, if they take this gas especially, just float the Overlord down here, and you can just keep an eye on the gas while keeping an eye on the expansion at the same time, so that's pretty good there. Even if they take this gas, you can just put the Overlord right here. They're not going to be able to kill it with the Queen because you can just fly away, so they're both pretty safe to observe with the Overlord. You just got to make sure they don't go Banelings. You'll have more Lings than them, because their Lings aren't going to kick in until your hatch is done, so you'll have more larvae than them. So, it is pretty safe. The only thing you have to watch out for if you 15 hatch is something like a 10 pool or something like that. That's pretty much the only thing that can hurt you. So yeah, so we're going to see, it looks like Walking Death's actually going to leave his drones on gas. So it looks like he might be going for Banelings or some Roach play. Usually, if you see that, you can just, if you have your Overlord here, if you take my vision, I might have gone out of the way right now. Yeah, but I should be floating this Overlord back here just to check this gas. I probably will be doing that soon. Just keep an eye on this gas count right here, and if it goes past 2400, there's probably going to be some kind of Roach or Baneling play. So I do have my Roach Warren going down right now, and this is a new build that I've been doing recently. You get one spine at your natural, and you get one set of Lings or two sets of Lings. I usually prefer to get one, but where I saw he went pull Speedling, I kind of figured he'd be going a heavy Ling play, so I just got that extra set of Lings just in case. And you go straight into Roaches. You actually skip Zergling speed, and you just go straight to Roaches. You get about 5 or 6 Roaches, and then you can defend your natural pretty good. You drone up really, really hard, and you actually tech switch into Mutas. And this is a really good build. When you go into Muta, you don't actually commit to Mutas. You just make 8 or so, enough to harass and force him to make Spores, force him to go into Hydras, and then you just go straight Roach with upgrades behind it, and it works really well because they don't really have enough income to defend against it, because you're going to have so much more than them since you droned up really hard. So you can get a faster third. You have map control, so you can stop them from taking a third. And it works really well. So we are going to have some Banelings coming in now from Walking Death. He has 6 Banelings morphing in right now. This is, again, why this Roach build is so good. It is actually designed to stop this Baneling play, because you're just going to have Roaches too fast. Look at that. He didn't even expand yet, and I still have Roaches before his Banelings hit. So, yeah, this is why I really like this build, because I do like to avoid Ling Baneling play, because Ling Baneling play is really, really, I don't know, I just don't like it. It's just really, really volatile. One misclick can pretty much cost you the game. So, I do like to avoid that at all costs. We are going to have Walking Death now poking in with his Lings to see if he can get any damage done with his Banes, but again, there's no drones down here yet, and this is intentional. You don't actually bring down drones until you're ready to, until you feel like you're safe, so you wait for this first aggression, and then once this is over, then you can main it all the drones you want. So yeah, he is going to see that there's not really many openings here, because there is a Queen, and we got, 6 Roaches, 7 Roaches, and then a couple Lings as well, so he's not going to be able to do any damage with this. He's probably just going to try to contain me a little bit. The Queen from the main is actually staying in the main. I'm not even worried. I can see exactly what he has. My Overlord is coming out right now. Not afraid. I mean, this many Banelings isn't going to do very much against roaches, and yeah, you can see he's going to pull back there as soon as he sees me move out. And I mean, at this point, look at the income tab. He's actually ahead of me in drones, but I've got so much more larva than him that it's not really going to matter, because I can just pump a lot of roaches right now. Like you can see right now, I'm out droning him right now. So that's the advantage of this this build. You can drone up so hard because these roaches don't cost very much larva, and I mean they're really good defensively. So it is pretty good. He's actually getting his own roach horn right now, and his hatchery is just about done. But I am still droning pretty hard. I should be ahead of him right now in drones. So that is a good thing, and I am starting to bring drones down here now as I do feel safe. And actually losing a couple of Banelings there. He ran them in really premature. And now some Lings coming in. They are going to get into the main, so this could actually do some damage. So a little bit of a misstep there by me. I shouldn't have let those into my base. I am going to put all my drones on the mineral patches. He's going to pick off this queen, it looks like. Yeah, the drones don't do a good enough surround on the Lings, so he does pick off the queen. But that's about all he gets. He got a queen for, I'd say, probably like 15 roaches or so. And some Banelings actually come into the natural as well. So really good play here. I'm splitting up my drones as best I can, and he does kill about 4 drones there with 5 Banelings. So that's not exactly the most cost-efficient use of Banelings. Look at the income tab though. He has taken the lead a little bit. I do have 6 more drones about to pop though, so that is good. I'll take that lead back, and I mean that's really the advantage of this build. I mean he still had ahead in drones, and I mean he's wasted so much money already. Like look at all the Banelings he had to use just to kill 5 drones. So I'm actually coming out pretty far ahead in that. And look at the food count right now. I'm up about 14 food. Actually, it's almost 20 food right now. So I'm going to have a counterattack here with a couple of roaches. He does have 2 spines on the way, but it doesn't look like they're going to get done in time. This queen is actually going to go down as well. Focus firing that with a couple of roaches, which is really good. You do want to limit their production. As you can see, he doesn't have another queen in the main, so he's not going to have any injects at all. He just have 1 queen just started at the natural, so that is really good. You do want to stop that, because if you get that queen, I mean, you're just going to have way more larvae, and then you can power a lot harder. And I just have so many roaches here that I'm doing a lot of damage right now. He doesn't have any roaches left at his base. I should be going in to kill these drones, but for some reason I'm targeting down the spine crawler. I should have moved back here, and I would have been impossible to stop. So a little bit of a mistake there, but I'm still going to get some drones, I do think. Yeah, I'm running here now behind. These drones are actually going down pretty quick. A lot are going down right now. 2 have gone down so far. It looks like there's going to be a couple more go down. 2 more go down right there. So that's about 4 drones right now and a queen. I don't know if this queen's going to go down or not. Yeah, it actually does. He should have really ran that queen away. Those roaches were surrounded. They couldn't have chased. So a little bit of a mistake there by him. He should have ran away his queen. You don't want to lose those queens as they take so long to build. So you want to get as many injects as you can. And if you look at that, I was droning behind that whole thing, so now I'm up 16 drones. So I mean, this build is really good for me in ZVZ. I do like it a lot. It's pretty much my go-to build now. The only thing it's susceptible to is something really early, like a 10 pool. But again, I mean, you can hold off a 10 pool, and if they 6 pool, you just use your drones. But you can hold off a 10 pool, so it's not too bad. I'm running in some more Lings right now. Trying to see if he can just pick off a couple drones. He will get 1, it looks like. Yeah, he did get 1 drone right there, so that's pretty good. He didn't get a 2nd drone. Actually, really smart there. He pulled off 3 Lings right there, and I don't think I saw that. And he's actually going to be able to... Yeah, look at that. He's going to hide him in here and morph in some Banes. So that was a really good control by him. Actually, really sneaky. Really good. I do like that. I should start doing that myself. I didn't even notice that, which is really good. He could do a lot of damage to those Banelings if I don't see them. And he's actually droning up pretty hard as well. He's got 7 about to pop. And the Banelings are actually done right now, so we're going to see if he tries to avert my attention, then use the Banelings, or if he's just going to try to run them straight in. It looks like he's just going to run them straight in, so let's see how many drones they can kill right now. So so far, there's about 10 drones here, so he can't do too much damage, and actually did very little damage. Wow, he only killed about 7 drones right there, so that's pretty good for 3 Banes, but he did want to get more than that. He probably should have waited until this was more saturated. As you can see, I'm just already more drones down there now to keep my saturation pretty good. I actually thought these rocks were broken down at the time, so I was kind of relieved to see that was not the case. So yeah, so we do have his drone count getting pretty high right now. He's still making some Banelings for defense, I guess, and an Overseer is coming out right now, and my lair is actually almost done. So I got the lair kind of late, just because I was forced into so many roaches, but the idea is still there. You go Muta and force them to go Hydra or Infestor or something like that off 2 base. So yeah, the Spire is actually down right now, and you get force a lot of spores too, which is another good part of this build. And I have about 10 more drones on the way, so if you look at the income tab, he's starting to catch up, but I do have these 10 drones about to spawn, so he's not really catching up at all. I'm breaking down these rocks, ready to take my 3rd, because that's what you want to do when you get the Mutas. You want to get the Mutas, about 8 or so, and then expand behind it, because, I mean, they just give you so much map control, you can do that at will. And you can get very far ahead. So we do have more drones coming down here now from him. He's doing pretty good on his injects. I'm not doing so hot. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'll have 20-something energy. It's not too bad for this far in the game. So yeah, so I do have a pretty high roach count as well. I'm actually pretty far ahead of him in food anyway, and he's actually trying to break down my backdoor rocks right now. I do see this with the Ling though, so I should be sending something over there to stop this pretty soon. But you can see how fast you get ahead in food in this build, just because it's really defensive and it lets you get up a lot of drones really fast, and your third actually really fast as well. So my third's on the way now. He hasn't even started breaking down these rocks yet, so that puts me pretty far ahead. He is actually getting his +1/+1, which is really good for him, and he's going infestors, so he does have that pathogen alliance on the way and roach speed. So he is putting down some spores right now, as he did see my spire, I think. No, not yet. He didn't actually. There it is. Now he sees the spire. So he actually put down a spore before he saw the spire, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, he's putting down 2 more right now, and he should be putting some down at the natural as well, I would say. And this is the strength of that build. I mean, look at that. He just spent 6 drones and a lot of minerals on spore crawlers that you don't necessarily need, but I don't know. A lot of people feel like they do. And I mean, if you look at the income tab right now, look how far ahead I am. I'm ahead about 20 drones right now, and he's actually making hydras as well. Yeah, there's that Hydra den right there. So Hydras, they're not good off 2 base. You don't have enough gas to support a good enough army of Hydras to have roaches with it. So this is actually what you want to do. You want to force them to go Hydra, because if they go Hydra roach off 2 base, you're just going to beat them with straight roach, because you just can't get enough Hydras out. You don't really want to start getting Hydras till you're on 3 base, unless it's entirely necessary, but they're just not good enough off 2 base to merit getting. So yeah, you really want to make sure you got that 3rd base up before you get Hydras. You can defend against mutas with a couple spores and queens, so it's probably a safer bet right there. And you can see like his saturation's really bad right now. I mean, look at his main. He's got like 6 drones or 7 drones on his minerals. You really don't want to see that as a Zerg. So this build is really effective when it makes people overcommit like that to defense. And you can see the number of roaches I have besides. I mean, you just go mutas. You get like 8 mutas. You don't even have to commit to mutas, and then you could just straight roach behind it, and it's really, really effective. And you can get speedlings too. I mean, you'll have a lot of minerals left over for speedlings, so you can do a lot of counterattacks with and stuff like that. This map's kind of hard to counterattack with because of these rocks. You kind of have to knock these down first, but I mean, it isn't impossible. So, and we are gonna have mutas move in here right now. They're not gonna do too much damage. There are a lot of spores here, so and a queen, so they're not gonna do a whole lot. They're just gonna poke around, show him that I have him, so he's gonna be afraid to leave his base, and he's gonna stick into his base and commit. Now he's getting his 2/2 and burrow. That's really good. His upgrades are really far ahead of mine. My 1/1's only actually, well, my 1/0 is only started right now, so he's gonna have a pretty significant upgrade advantage, which could come into play a bit later. He's got a lot of infestors popping at 2. He's actually only got 2, but he's getting more. Infestors are really effective, but if you look at the food count right now, he's taken so many tech paths. I mean, he's gotten Infestor, he's gotten the upgrade, he's gotten Hydra is getting the upgrade, and he's get 2/2, so his army is actually really, really small, and I didn't actually see this. I mean, if I could go back and see this right now, I'd just go in and kill him, because he has almost nothing. He's got lings and roaches. Like, he's got about 9 roaches, so I could just A-move and win right here, but I didn't actually realize that at the time, that he had so little. I thought he actually droned a lot harder than he did, was the thing. If you look at the income tab right now, he's down 10 drones. I have 9 more about to spawn at my 3rd, so he is actually pretty far behind. I don't think he can come back from this. This is a pretty big deficit. The only thing that's going to save him in this game is those 2/2 upgrades, but I do have my 1/1 on the way, so it's not like a huge deal that I don't have as good upgrades as him. The infestation pit's now on the way. +1 flyer weapons is actually done. So I'm just going to poke right here with my muta, see if I can do any damage. Look at that. I didn't make that many mutas. I only made 11. That's just enough for map control. I mean, it just stops them from taking a 3rd. I mean, look, he still doesn't even have a 3rd. And it makes him put up all these spores and be defensive. So the mutas did actually do their job this game. And they actually are going to find a hole here to attack the Roach Warren, which is really, really good. At this point, these mutas are pretty much expendable. They're just taking up food now. I mean, they've done their purpose. And actually, they take out the Roach Warren, so that's pretty good, too. He's not going to be able to make roaches for a little while. That's all he has that can defend against my roaches, so pretty good there. Pulling off a couple mutas, trying to pick off the infestors, but I mean, at this point, I don't even worry about the mutas. They're kind of expendable to me. I take out that gas geyser as well, so that's pretty big, too. He's only on 2 base right now, so if you take out a gas, that's a quarter of his gas income, and that's significant. I mean, considering I'm on 6 gas right now, he's only going to be on 3, so that's going to put me at a really, really big advantage. He's actually running around now, checking around for expansions. He sees that I have my 3rd, but he's not going to see anything else other than that. I should be taking this 4th pretty soon. Right now, I'm kind of feeling like I can just go in and kill him, so I'm just waiting for a couple of infestors. So I'm kind of playing around at this point. I want to kind of see if I can do something fun. But he's actually in a Nidus network, so this could change the tide of the game. If he can do a lot of damage with this Nidus network, he can get back in here pretty quick. He does have his rocks knocked down, so he can get this gold up pretty fast. And if he gets his gold up, he can get a pretty fast fourth because he's gonna have a lot of minerals coming in. So you know, he's not quite out of this yet. He's got his 2-2. My 1-1 is done. That's about it. My +2 attack upgrade started. The armor is not. And I'm teching straight out of mutas, not making any more mutas. Going Infestor, Hydra, Roach, which is really good off 3 base because you have plenty of gas. The only catch is you have to keep your Infestors alive. You don't want to spend the gas to replace Infestors. You do want to keep them alive. It is really hard to get Hydras out like that if you let your Infestors die. So he's gonna be filling up the Nidus right now. So where is he gonna be putting that Nidus? He's got the Overseer right here. He doesn't have anything over here, so he's probably gonna be going for the 3rd here, which is gonna be really, really good. There's no defense here right now. I'm actually out on the map killing my rocks for my 4th, so I'm pretty out of position right now. Yeah, we do see that Overseer now moving in, so he's going to put a Nidus probably right here, and he might actually be able to take out this expansion because I've got nothing, like I said. Look where my units are. They're all out here in the middle of the map. So they're going to have to come all the way back here and come all the way around and come up in here to defend this. So this could actually be pretty effective. We're going to see right now when he's going to put in. There's the Nidus. So yeah, it's coming up there now, and what's he doing? He's dropping down a Changeling. I'm not quite sure why he's doing that, but the Nidus is actually coming up right now, and I haven't noticed it yet, so this is actually going to be pretty effective. A lot of Infestors out, so I could take this out if I defend this properly, and he doesn't have very many units, but he is catching up in food, and he's got his Nidus out now, and there go the units. Yes, so they're actually coming out right now. I did hear that, so I am running back. I kind of feel like he was going for the 3rd, and there's that Changeling actually coming into the main, so he's actually going to put another Nidus network down right here. Wow, so a double Nidus. This is actually going to be pretty effective. He didn't bring everything out of the Nidus. He saved most of his army for the main, so that is really good right now. Going to be taking out that Nidus, but still, there's one in the main, and there's going to be units coming out of here any second now, so he is going to be able to pick off this lair if he acts fast enough. Yeah, and here come the units now pouring out the Nidus into the main. The Queen is going to get taken almost instantly. The second Queen is also going to get taken out, but the units are here in time, so I should be able to clean this up. I just have too much stuff at this point. Yeah, he doesn't have enough here. He's losing a lot of units, and he doesn't have the income to replenish them fast enough, and I do put a fungal down just to lock those units in here. He gets back into the Nidus. He's putting out another Nidus into the 3rd, so he's keeping me pinned in my base with these Niduses, which is really good. If he can drone up behind us, which he is actually doing, he's actually going to be back into this game, so he's got another Nidus coming down. I don't know if I see this one or not. No, I don't think I do, actually. I'm going in for the kill right now. I know I'm ahead at this point because he lost a lot of stuff in that Nidus, and I didn't lose anything. So he's sending out an Infestor, and this Infestor's actually going to be able to take out this expansion if I don't act fast enough. And yeah, here come the army right now. I pulled back my army just to deal with this, and he spits out a lot of infested Terrans right now, so that's going to do a lot of damage to this drone line. These drones are going to go down really fast. Another Nidus popping up into the main, so he's being relentless with this Nidus pressure. He's going to take out the Hydra Den, and I only have a couple roads here to defend, so he's going to be able to do some damage here. I'm trying to focus down the Nidus network, but there's just not enough here, and yeah, so I got to bring my army back into the main here, and he actually did take out pretty much all the drones of the 3rd, so this is going to be a really bad spot for me. He did drone up behind this attack, so he's got his gold pretty much saturated, so he's actually back into this game at this point. I do have to act now, or I'm going to fall really far behind. So yeah, a lot of roaches coming here to defend, which is really good. A second Nidus popping up right now, so he's going to drop off a couple more roaches into the main. I don't agree with that second Nidus. That's a bit of a wasted resources right there. But he did lose his entire army, which you really don't want to do, because he can't really replenish it fast enough, because all he's doing is making drones. So he's kind of over-droning now, and he's building another Nidus in the 3rd. And at this point, I mean, I'm just going to go all in right here. Well, not really all in, but I'm just going to go kill him, because I know my army's going to be a lot bigger than his, just because, I mean, he's only has his gold up for a little while, and he's not really replenishing his army. I mean, look at that. He doesn't have the larva or the money to support droning like that and getting army. So I know I'm going to be ahead, and I'm just going to poke in here and see if I can kill anything off. And I mean, it looks like I'm going to be able to. He doesn't have very many roaches. He only has about, what is that, 13 roaches, so not too bad. And I have a lot of infestors here right now, and right here is when I decide to send my infestors back, because I see how big my army is compared to his. So I don't want him to come down here and kill my natural, or come up here and kill my gold. So I am going to send my infestors back as defensive units for now. And I mean, look at this. I mean, I have so much stuff here. It's 185 over 100. So at this point, I have one. There's no way I can lose now. I mean, I'm just way too far ahead. He did lose that natural. An infestor coming down, but that's going to get picked off pretty fast. I'm going to go up and kill the 4th. I don't actually think I recognize this gold was here. I would have killed that first, otherwise that's where all the drones are. But I'm going to pick off this 4th, and I'm actually ahead now in bases, because I do have my 3rd up, and his natural died. So yeah, so this is pretty much insurmountable at this point. I just have too much stuff. My 2-2's done, so I'm on the same upgrades as him at this point. He does have his hive tech, but he didn't actually get those 3-3. He doesn't have enough money, and that's the thing. Like, it goes back to that muta play where he spent all those roaches on like spores and stuff like that. I mean, you just don't have the money to to come back and support. He actually has a lot of units in this Nidus too. They're all going to get picked off. Wow. Yeah, that's really huge. You don't want to leave your units in your Nidus like that if you're getting attacked. They'll just pick off the Nidus and you lose all your units. The only time they'd survive is if you had this Nidus network, but I mean, that's so far away, they can't come back and defend right now, so it's pretty much useless. I did send off a couple of roaches to pick off this gold, and yeah, he just leaves the game, no GG. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that ZVZ. A couple of interesting tactics there. The muta build is actually really strong. It's what I started to do. I would recommend you practice that a little bit if you're having trouble in ZVZ. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll bring you guys another replay soon. Thanks for watching.